Greetings of the day. I Asha K, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Bangalore, going to present a video lecture on the concepts of digital signal processing, algorithm and architecture for the 7th semester elective course. The course code is 17EC751. In Module 5, the topics that we are covering in today's class are parallel input-output interface and also programmed input-output interface. Parallel input-output interface. Here, parallel input-output ports are used for the interfacing external devices such as analog to digital converters and digital to analog converter to an DSP processor. Accessing input-output requires use of the two important instructions. One is called as port R and the second one is called as port W. Port R stands for port read operation, whereas port W stands for port write operation. Port R is used to read a peripheral connected to an input port. The data read is placed in the specified data memory location on the memory. Similarly, we have port W. The purpose of this is to send the content of the specified data memory location to an output port. The timing diagram of figure 1 shows the signals that are involved in an input-output transaction or interfacing. Here we have the first one, clock out, address lines, data lines, read/write bar operation, and input-output select bar pin and input-output strobe pin. We have here the operation considered here is read, write, read sequence of operation. I have here read, input output write, and again input output read operation, and how it is affecting these signals we will discuss now. The processor uses IS- signal or bar signal to indicate an IO operation here. For each read operation and write operation, 2 clock cycles are necessary or required for the operation. And during these operations, if you just see in the beginning of this particular operation, the IO strobe, input output strobe signal is low. It's an active low pin. Whenever it is low means, see, in that particular time, the input output read operation is ready. This signal can be used to control the output enables of the external device that is used to implement the input-output ports. Similar to a memory interface circuit, this is nothing but a parallel input-output interface circuit. We can introduce here software wait states. A certain wait states can be inserted, and that can be inserted to interface the slow peripherals. So similar to memory interface circuit, we can use here wait states in this particular interface circuit also. Now we will discuss about the parallel input-output interface of the DSP processor. Here the input-output devices are interfaced to DSP using 3 different modes. The first mode that we are having here is unconditional mode, input-output mode. The second one is programmed input-output mode. And the third one we have here, it is interrupt input-output mode. Whereas in case of unconditional input-output mode, it does not require any handshaking signals for communication. Whereas DSP assumes the readiness of the input-output and transfers the data with its own speed in case of unconditional input-output. Whereas in case of programmed input-output mode, it requires the handshaking signals for communication. DSP waits for the readiness of the input-output signal, which is one of the handshaking signal. And here, after the completion of transaction or conversion, DSP conveys the same to the input-output through another handshaking signal. The third one we have here, it is the input-output mode, interrupt input-output mode. It also requires handshaking signals. DSP is interrupted by an input-output indicating the readiness of the input-output, and DSP acknowledges the interrupt and attends the interrupt with priority. Thus, DSP need not to wait for the input-output to respond. It can engage itself in execution as long as there is no interrupt. These are the three parallel input-output interface modes. One is unconditional, programmed input-output, and the third one is interrupt input-output mode.
Programmed input-output interface. Here, the CPU keeps polling the external device for its readiness and for transmitting and receiving the data. Here, the software polling is used in programmed input-output to ascertain the readiness of the external device for a data transfer to and from the processor. We have here input-output strobe and input-output space select. These two signals are the external interfacing signals issued by the DSP. We require two clock cycles. Each are required for input-output read and input-output write operation. An example of analog to digital converter interfacing to an DSP in a programmed input output mode is discussed here. So ADC will have a start of conversion signal which initiates the conversion. In input output programmed mode, external flag signal issued by the DSP to start the conversion. The analog to digital converter issues end of conversion after completion of the conversion. The DSP receives branch input control by analog to digital converter when ADC completes the conversion. The DSP issues the addresses of analog to digital converter, input output strobe signal and read/write bar signal as high to read the data. An address decoder does the translation of this information into active low read signal to analog to digital converter. The data is supplied on data bus by ADC and DSP reads the same. After reading, the DSP issues start of conversion, that is SOC, once again after the elapse of the sample interval. Note that there are no address lines on the analog to digital converter. The decoded address selects the ADC. During conversion, the DSP waits checking the branch input control signal status for 0. So the C54XX processor has two pins. One is GPIO-CR, GPIO-SCR. GPIO-CR, it's a general purpose input output register that is used to program signals for the input output interfacing purpose, whereas SCR is a status register used to read the status of the handshake signal. The C54XX family has two dedicated pins for the input output operations. We have here BIO bar and XF signal. BIO bar is an input to the processor, whereas XF is an output for the processor. Using the software, BIO can be used to monitor the status of an external peripheral. Now we have here the diagram for A to D converter and DSP processor interfaced in the programmed input output mode. So this is the DSP processor we are having, which has address lines, data lines, plus VCC supply and microprocessor bar microcomputer mode operation pin, XF external flag, and we also have here BIO. BIO is an input to the pin, XF is an external, that is output pin. External flag is an output pin of the DSP processor. We have D0 to D15 data lines, A0 to A15 address lines. Address decoder will be there. If you just observe, your ADC is not having any address lines. It is having input 1 read bar pin, D0 to D15 the output pins of the ADC, and SOC is an input pin to the ADC, and end of conversion is an output pin of the ADC. Analog input is connected here, and this is interfacing of the DSP processor with ADC in the programmed input output mode. Here, the external flag signal is used to control the peripherals connected. The communication using that is BIO bar and XF signals are asynchronous and is helpful for making the processor communicate with the devices that are slower than the processor itself. And the data length can be here, it is of 8-bit or it can be of 16-bit in length. On detecting the low BIO bar signal, the processor reads the peripheral data using the port read instruction. And in turn, the peripherals via the external flag abort the completion of the transaction, allowing the processor to initiate the next transfer. And XF signal, that is external flag signal, it is used to start the A to D conversion, whereas BIO signal at the DSP processor is used to determine its completion before the data is read. Now we are going to learn about the flowchart of the algorithm to implement the software polling used by the DSP processor to communicate with the analog to digital converter. So here in this diagram, after the start, every time the external flag bit will be verified. If this external flag is equal to 1 means, so it will be under the waiting situation itself. If external flag is equal to 0 bit means what happens? The ADC process will be started. And afterwards we are going to check the branch input control signal. If this branch input control signal is equal to 0, if this is equal to S means ADC conversion is done, the conversion is over. Then what happens? Read sample from the analog to digital converter, store and process, save the processed samples and wait for the sampling interval. Say for example, if this branch input output signal is not equal to 0, if this condition is false, then what happens? Again it check backs unless the branch input output active low pin becomes 0, the process is not continued. Once wait for the sampling interval is done, so it is again going to check the process repeats for many different samples. So this is the programmed input output interface with the DSP processor and A to D converter. To prepare the content in this particular presentation, the textbook referred is this and the reference books referred are the following. Thank you.